In this video, I'm going to make a clothing store so you could buy shirts and you can change it out right there in the store. Let's go ahead and try it. Notice he has that blue shirt, same one as that guy over there. That's not a coincidence. We bought the shirt. Let's go ahead and get a green football shirt. Brah, pretty good. And then the money went down by 50 and we had a little funny sound that went along with it. We can get this one. Sweet. What happens if we try and buy the same shirt or if we don't have enough money? We can't. And I just put a little message down here. Oh, you can't buy this shirt. You own it. And also we don't have enough money. But let's go ahead and get started with that. We'll do the shirt purchases first, and then we'll do persisting to the data store. So if I go ahead and turn this off, I'll turn it back on. I'm going to have my same shirt. Same if I die, right? We want to be able to persist through death. So there it is. All right. And we got money back. So I get money back if I come back in the game. Let's go ahead and get started. I have an empty base plate. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is add a model so we could put some clothes on them so we could buy it. So let's go to our avatar and we'll go to rig builder. You can pick R15 or R6. It'll work for both. Let's get mesh rig. I like this guy because of his hair. Cool. Let's get some clothes on him. So we'll go to home. And we'll go to toolbox, look for NPC, just steal somebody else's clothes. There we go. Oh, that's the one from the demo, the football shirt. Cool. Let's get rid of this. And I'm going to open this up. I'm going to grab the shirt and the pants, right? Pants, shirt, right click, copy, close, select a rig, paste into. Cool. Let's go ahead and get rid of our NPC that we imported in because we don't need them. We just need the shirt and the pants. Cool. Now, I want to put a proximity prompt on him so when I walk up, we'll be able to make our purchase. I'm also going to get rid of that little thing that says rig right there. So select your rig, go to humanoid, under display distance type, instead of viewer, we're going to pick none. All right, go back to your rig, hit the plus. Oh, there we go. Hit the plus, and then we're going to do a P for proximity prompt. Cool. And now maybe we'll do something like buy prompt. And let's make a few adjustments. So action text, we could just say something like get shirt. And then for hold duration, let's make it like 2 seconds because we're going to be charging money for it. So we don't want them to accidentally click things and rack up a big bill. All right, on the prompt, let's hit the plus and then hit an S. We're going to add a script. And this is going to be buy item. Buy item. What else? On the proximity prompt, let's go ahead, hit the plus, and then get an object value. And then I'm going to call that item. And then on the item, we're going to go to the value. We're going to click to the right and then select the thing you want to sell. And I'm assuming we're going to sell a shirt. So I'm going to click the shirt. And now we can go ahead and copy and paste this. We just have to update the item. We don't want to have too much hard coding. So in case we have to do this to a lot of different mannequins, right? I'm also going to change the name of this shirt, right? For our persistence. We don't need to do this right away, but let's call this football shirt. Since we're here, football shirt. I'm going to make a copy of it, Control D, and this is for the data persistence. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. We still have one there in the rig. I'm going to cut that one though. And then I'm going to put it in, let's do replicated storage, paste into, and that way when we leave the game and come back in the game, or if we die, we'll just go ahead and clone it right to our player again. Cool. And this is big enough to see. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. All right, let's get a variable for our proximity prompt. Local prompt equals script.parent because the script is right on the proximity prompt. Let's also get our shirt. So this is going to be the NPC shirt. And where do we have it? We have it on the prompt. We'll do a wait for child item, and it's going to be an item value. So that's going to get the actual shirt. Stick it in that variable right there. Let's get our prompt. We're going to capture the triggered event. We will connect that to an anonymous function with player. Oh my gosh. Player getting passed in. And then let's get the character from our player. So local char equals player dot character or player dot character added colon wait. That's a little bit too big. I'm gonna make this a little smaller so we can fit everything in there. And maybe I'll just drag this. That'll work. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right, so if the character is not ready in the player, because sometimes it takes some time, we will wait right here until it is ready. And then we're going to put it in that variable right there. Now that we got the character, let's go ahead and get the player's shirt from the character. So I got to make a new variable. I'll call this player shirt. We're going to have to do something with that because we're going to swap out the shirt. So I'll do char. We can't do wait for child and find first child because we're changing the names, right? But we can do find first child, which is a shirt. Now we don't have to get the name, right? We just get the first shirt. And let's get the player shirt, make sure it exists. So we'll say if player shirt, then let's destroy it. You could do other stuff with it because you might want to put on the old shirt, but I got to keep the video kind of short. So we'll just destroy it and put on the new shirt. Now we got to get our new shirt. Local new shirt equals NPC shirt clone. Then we'll get the new shirt. Parent is going to be our char. Cool. Now we can go ahead and try this out. All right, we're in our game. There's our model, right? Let's get our shirt. Brah, we got a shirt. Let's check to make sure there's no errors. So go to view, output, no errors. If we die, we lose the shirt. So we're going to have to fix that. Reset character. And when he comes back, he's not going to have the shirt. But we can fix that. No problem. Cool. All right, let's turn our game off and go ahead and get our data persistence for our shirt. In order to use data storage, we have to save our game, go to the home tab, game settings, save to Roblox, and then I'll say shirt store. How about that? Shirt store video. So I know I made a video out of this. Now I'll turn off team create because I don't use it. We'll hit the save. Cool. Successfully saved. Hit that cog again, game settings. We're going to go down to security, enable studio access to API services. And it says right here, yep, that's for data stores. Turn that on, save it again. And now let's go to our buy item. So under the rig, under the buy prompt, there is our buy item. Let's open that up. I'm going to close the output window so that I have a little more room. And let's get a variable for the data store service. We're going to save that shirt off right here in this script. So we'll say data store service DSS. That'll be a good variable for that. Game colon get service data store service. And then we're going to get the data store from the data store service DSS colon get data store. All right, and then you got to give it a name, and I'm going to give it a name. Closes. I think I spelled that right. It doesn't have to be spelled right. It just has to be consistent. So let's go down here and save our shirt off to the data store service. Can I move this up a little bit? There we go. So you can see it better. And we got to make a table. Let's say local clothes, right? In case we want to save off a lot of clothes. And then I'll make a key value pair for the current shirt. That's going to be the new shirt dot name. You can't save the shirt off itself. You'll get an error saying the data store only saves UTF-8 data. So make sure you got the name in there. Then we'll get our DS, our data store. I'm just going to do a set async. I'm not going to wrap it into a P call just to keep the video a little more simple. Should be fine, right? It's just a shirt. We're going to put the player user ID in there and then close. So this name right here is the table name. I probably should call it something a little different. How about TBL for table? Because we have the data store called close. I don't want that to get confusing, right? This is the table we're saving in the data store. Now, if we die, it is in the data store, but we're not putting it on our character yet. We got to fix that. So I'm going to close this rig. I'm going to go down to server script service. I'm going to hit the plus on the server script service, add a script. I'm going to call this game manager. Right. And in the game manager, we'll get rid of that print statement. We are going to need our data store service, game get service, data store service. We are also going to need a data store from the DSS, get data store. This is the name that has to be spelled the same, right? So close in the get data store has to be spelled the same in both scripts. Probably not the best engineering decision I made, but it'll shorten the video a lot. Let's do a local replicated storage, game get service, replicated storage. This is where we're going to clone, we're going to get the shirts that we want to put on the character from replicated storage. So we need a variable. Now, when game players dot player added fires, when you enter the game, we are going to connect that to a function. The player is going to get passed in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get the player character appearance loaded. It fires after character added. We will connect that to a function. Char is going to get passed in. That's the character. The character is going to get passed in. Let's get our stuff that we saved off. I'm just going to call it stuff. So data store get async. Right. Once again, I'm not wrapping it into a P call. You could look that up if you want. So we'll use the player user ID. It has to be the same, right? Player user ID. We're going to get his stuff. He might not have stuff. It might be the first time he's playing, right? So if stuff, then let's see if there's a shirt in there. So we'll say shirt name equals stuff. And I'll use the square bracket notation. And then we need a double quote there, speech quote, shirt. That's what we called it when we saved it off, right? Let's just check to make sure. By item, yes, that name right there, whatever you put right here has to be there. All right. And then what are we going to do now? Let's go ahead. He might have an old shirt on, right? And there might not be a shirt. Right, so if shirt name exists, right? So there's a stored shirt in there. Local old shirt. You know, it's a little bit crazy, right? Char. We're gonna find first. Was it find first child, which is a shirt. Oh, it's getting a little bit big. Should I put this on another line just so you can see it? You can keep it on the same line. There we go. So check, make sure he has an old shirt. So we'll say if old shirt, then we'll kill off the old shirt destroy. That'll be good. Maybe there wasn't an old shirt. So we'll go down here and now we'll get our new shirt. Replicated storage, wait for child. We could do the wait for child because we got the shirt name, right? Shirt name. And we'll just clone it right here. Once again, my text is a little big. How about that? All right, and then we just got to put it on the character, right? So new shirt dot parent equals char. Now he should have the shirt. Let's try it. Play. There we go. We got our original shirt. Let's go over to our model who's selling shirts. Sweet. We got the football shirt, but what happens if we die? Reset char. There we go. We still got the shirt. If we stop the game, we play it again, we're going to have the same shirt. We have data persistence. Oh, we should be checking for errors too. Go to view output. No errors. Looking good. All right, let's go ahead and add money to our system. Let's turn the game off. I'll start out in the game manager, right? Hit game manager, and then we need to get a leaderboard in here. So I'll just type it in. Local function add board player local board equals instance.new. It's got to be a folder or a model. And then we'll say player. And then the board is on the player now. The board is a folder. So we need to actually change the board's name to be leader stats if we want it to show up. So leader stats. Make sure it's spelled right. Leader stats. Cool. And now we'll get some money for the board. So money instance.new. And we'll make that an int value. The parent of the money is going to be the board. There we go. And then let's change the name of money to capital money. That's what shows up on the leaderboard. All right. And then let's just add it to the data store too, right? Since we're here. So we'll go down here and we're going to have a data store with stuff in it. Maybe some of that stuff is money. So go down to the bottom of where the new shirt or the shirt name stuff is. And then let's go ahead and look for money. Local money. There's none in there yet, right? So we'll say stuff. We'll look for money. If money exists, then let's go ahead and do a player dot leader stats dot money dot value and equal it to our money variable. So if the player has no stuff though, we don't have any money, we can't get started. Let's go take a look right here, right? Follow this line down. And we want an else right here. I'm going to do a enter else. Let's just go ahead and grab this, control C. We'll give him some money if he has no stuff. Now we're already wearing our shirt. So if we buy our shirt, it's not going to be very cool. Let's go ahead and clear out our data store. What else do we have to do? We also have to add our board. Let's do that now. Control C. So when the player enters the game, we will add the leaderboard. All right, so we're already wearing this shirt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out my data store and then check to make sure I got money. So let's do right above where we get the data, that get async. I'm going to do a ds set async. Put the player.user ID in there. And then we're going to send in a false. Right? That's going to clear the data store. Then we're going to get the data. Let's just make sure that our shirt is gone and we have 200 for money. Nice. Shirt's gone. We have 200 for money. Now let's turn this off. Now, if you play it again, then you're going to have to do this again. So what I think I'm going to do, if you want it clear, I'm going to comment that out and then bring it back if I need to clear my data store again. I want to go over to my buy item and actually make the purchase. So in the prompt triggered event, let's do a variable for money. I'll call it fat stacks. How about that? Fat stacks. We'll get the player, and then the player has the leader stats, and the leader stats has the money. That's the fat stacks. When I get down here, let's do it here. Right, so I'll get the player shirt, because we might want to do a check to see if the player shirt equals the new shirt and then not make the purchase, right? We don't want to keep buying the same shirt. So if fat stacks dot value is greater than, let's say, the cost of the shirt, greater than or equal to the cost of the shirt, say 50. And let's not buy the same shirt we're wearing. We'll put a little bit of a safety check in there. So say if fat stacks value is greater than or equal to 50 and the player shirt dot name does not equal the NPC shirt dot name, then we'll do the purchase stuff. Let's go ahead and copy this. Control X to cut it. Control V to paste it. I'm going to put it in here. We're also going to need to change our value for fat stacks because we're buying a shirt if we're in here. Let's do it, I don't know, after we put it on the char. So fat stacks dot value minus equals whatever our shirt cost was. We made it 50. Got a literal in there. Probably should use a variable for that. What else? Oh, we got money. We got to change our money, right? So money is the key. The value is the fat stacks dot value. I'm just going to plop that down on the next line. And I think we're good. All right, let's try it. $200. We don't have a shirt. We're going to go over here. Oh, yeah, we got a shirt. And then the money went down. Let's check for errors. View output. Looking good. All right, so that's how you make a clothes store. You just add more mannequins, put more shirts on them, do a drag and drop. Just remember, you got to update your object value, that little item that's in there that you're selling. I'll see you in the next video.